0.6 up at the top. If it's,
Okay.
and then within your Mac, if you're using a Mac, there are some other, I think it's like, I forget what the version, Leopard or something, what versions they have, like OS X and OS 10. So you need to
Yeah.
check that.
Yeah, it's because there's different options to download, and I wasn't sure like which one.
Usually I download the zipped file, the one that says zip, and then I extract it.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
usually what I do rather than trust the installer. But Microsoft has an installer. If you click the top version, it I don't know that it's changed, Cheryl, but the legacy may be a little,
Yeah.
I think it is less intensive with some of the commands, which is why the legacy, I can download it on older machines, but not the new one.
So this is what Mary's talking about, right? So you'll go to products.
Correct.
And then down here, the Arduino IDE. Now, if you're using a Chromebook, you'll need Cloud Editor.
Right.
Okay. So if you're Windows, but you'll scroll down if you don't have that capacity.
Right. And this, keep going. One more.
Oh, right here.
There. Right there. And so it'll say Windows, Win 7 or newer. And so you can even use this if you're on a Windows 11, but you're not going to have all the features that the later version has, right? You won't have the same, maybe some libraries are missing, but it shouldn't matter because we're not using that many different libraries in it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Nadia. Sorry I missed you yesterday. I saw your dad, but I didn't see you, so.
So are there any other questions that you would like to answer or have answered? I see that Dr. Mimi and Tara were really busy in chat. It's hard when I was sharing to look at chat, so they did a good job.
So, and by the way, if we are in the middle of chats and people are talking and they're asking questions and you know the answer, put it in. Feel free to put it in. We love that. We love it when you do that. So please feel free to put in whatever you think you can help with.
Yeah, that's also really helpful, especially during like evening workshops or afternoon workshops. Sometimes the chat gets a little chatty. You know, we do need some chat moderators. So it would be great if you guys can be active too. Also, just a few clarifications. So tomorrow, yes, if you are a workshop coach, don't forget about that. Is this a good time to send out the group chat, Suzanne, before we segue into STEM lingo?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
This
So
is for everyone WhatsApp you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So everyone.
So Smriti, the comment about the dongle, the Mac dongle, you will need to have a dongle that's going to be able to connect into a USB-A. So most of your Mac don't have that USB-A port anymore. All you have is a USB-C. So you're going to need an adapter that goes from a C to an A C male to a female. Does that make sense? And you probably have one already if you've been trying to do stuff on a Mac, because everything is still USB-A in addition to C. Build coaches, as long as you've got your instruction for today, I don't see any real need to attend tomorrow also, especially if you've done it a couple times, Cheryl, which you have. So as long as you're comfortable with it, that's fine. And so much of what we talk about tomorrow will be repeating some of what we talked about today, but it'll be more details on the actual workshops. So we're going to talk about the STEM lingo kit, which I think you're going to be interested in a little bit tonight.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
That's perfect. Yeah. So can we just take a look in the chat real quick?
Paula, there will not be a separate build coach focus training session. So that we're gonna,
Yeah.
if you need some extra help, stay after. And Suzanne will set something up with you to do some, touching base or just clarifying whatever you need covered in a separate little session.
Yep, we could schedule, I know I did see your comment, Alessandra, so we can schedule something if anybody needs that. We could walk through how to set up an LED. We could go through our Arduino code and do all of that for those. So just stay after and I'll get a list of the names and we'll set something up before Sunday.
Yes. If you guys can join the group chats for join the morning group chats if you are an AM coach, whether a build or social. If you're a workshop coach for afternoons, please join that. If you have both roles, please join both. So all of these questions about like, hey, I'm kind of having a hard time with troubleshooting, I'm having a hard time with this, you can definitely communicate that in the chat, and then anyone is free to help. But we'll also be on the lookout for tutorials and helping you guys out too. So if you guys can take a moment to join those, that'd be great.
I just did.
Yeah, it does help the WhatsApp because we can have it on our computers and look through it. Because sometimes when we're teaching or doing so much, it's hard to look at your cell phone. And so text messaging is harder sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll hand it over back to you, Dan.
And just for those of you who do not have WhatsApp both on your computer and your phone, you have to set it up first on your phone. And once you set it up on your phone, then you can go ahead and set it up on your computer, because it really operates off of phone numbers, not email, right? So, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. For those of you who are not a build coach and feel like you understand your role as a social coach, you could probably leave unless you want to listen to the STEM lingo. It might be good. Because we are going to encourage that the students use this this year for part of their invention. Or I did see in chat that you might have been a social coach that did get a STEM lingo. So maybe that's because we also thought you were going to be doing a workshop. So we would love for you, if you have the STEM lingo kit, to just listen in. Ryan's going to share right now. But I will say the STEM lingo box, it's blue. It says STEM lingo in the driver's seat. And inside that box, we linked the manual. So the manual's here. Also, yep, Ryan's showing you it right here. Oh, and Mary. And then this is the STEM lingo zip folders. So we'll walk you through kind of how to do that too. But I did put a tip here. These libraries, they're basically a zip library that has to be installed into Arduino. And one thing's, students in the classroom, sometimes they'll want to unzip these folders to install, but you don't want to unzip them. You want to keep them zipped when you install them into Arduino. Otherwise, you'll have issues. And so that's just kind of a tip, but I'll let Ryan at this point, I'll open up the manual and I'm going to turn it over to.
Okay, all right. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Shear. Now, I just like a few weeks ago, I was one of the robotics teachers at the camp in San Diego, and we taught this, and it was pretty fun. It's actually a lot more simple than it probably looks. So first, I'm going to start off with all the people who have these kits right here. I just want to go over what it should come with, or at least what you should have. I also have my STEM lingo already hooked up, all hooked up right here. So the parts that you will be needing for this is any Arduino Uno board, or the Stemlingo board, which it gives you in here. They work the exact same way. They are basically the exact same board. I think the Lingo board is just a tiny bit smaller.
Ryan, can you turn the blur off?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Thanks.
I don't know.
There, now you can
Okay.
show better.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. So, or this Stemlingo board, it's basically the exact same thing as an Arduino board. It'll work it has the same amount of ports, everything. I checked that before the camp. You'll need an update or an upload cable. That should also be in the kit. And then the other main things that you guys are probably going to need are a couple, pretty sure if you open, or if I just scroll through here, it'll also tell you all the parts that you need right here. And so you're going to need about 5 short male-to-male wires, which a male-to-male wire is, both of them can go into pins. And then there's the male to female wires too, which you're going to need those to plug it into the actual sensor right here. Because you see, if I like unplug this one.
Explain what that one's called.
Oh, it'll plug in. But so all of these different parts. So this is the ultrasonic sensor. And basically what it is what because it says in the driver's seat. So I'm assuming most of you guys have been in a car, and when like you're backing up in the car, or heck, even going forward, you'll hear the car start beeping and a light might flash on your dashboard. That's basically what this circuit is. We're going to recreate that, and this ultrasonic sensor will basically measure where stuff is in front of you. So if I plug mine in real quick, I can show you guys how it works. All right. Give me 1 second. I remember the battery was being a little weird earlier. Oh, there we go. So I have mine plugged in with a little battery, and now if I put my hand up from the sensor, oh wait, is the battery not working? Yeah, let me just. Oh, there it is. It's like half. Okay, there we go. So you can see the LED will flash. Oh, my hand's kind of blocking it. The LED will flash the closer my hand gets to the sensor, but it also just makes a buzzing noise and all that. It's pretty fun, and it's a pretty simple kit to actually teach. And a couple other things that you will end up needing is a resistor, an LED, and the buzzer. So when you're going through it, the way I went through it when I was in person is my partner and I when we were teaching is if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there'll be this thing labeled putting it all together. And what we did is we had the kids go through this, and then once they got their code done, we basically worked backwards and explained what all of the different parts do.
I think you did past it, didn't you? Putting it all together.
Oh, this is it's putting it all together. That's this section right here.
Yeah.
And so this is the code that will be needed. Both of these, it's just, you can see right here, it says the sketch continues on the next page. And then my partner and I, we just went through and we explained with the kids how the hashtag includes this part. This is what we need the downloads for that Ms. Shear was talking about. And because Arduino doesn't come stock, you need to add to the library, and that's what the new ping is and the timer. When you're defining it, I know you guys have worked with Arduino before, but so we just kind of we went through, told them, because before you do the Stemlingo, you should have gone over the basics with LED and servos, and so the kids will already know what void setup is, void loop, all of that. And you can just kind of show them hey, this is what's making this work, this is what's making that work. And and if you go over here too, we also have the full setup already in a diagram, and so the kids can also follow this along if there's any confusion. It could also be used to just double check where all the wires are at, and that should And again, like the color, like I know they use specific colors on here and they say like orange, male-to-male wire. Like you can, I'm no sure you guys know that you can use any color wire. But
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Joan managed to get it to sing happy birthday or something. Joan, did you, in fact, were you able to get it to do something?
Yeah, I programmed mine to do happy birthday to you. The first line.
Do you still have it? Do you still have it programmed or no?
I'll have to pull it
Okay,
up from my
brush
life.
it off. Brush it off for us so we can all hear it at some point.
mhm. Oh, another thing about the code is this spot right here where it says INT buzzer delay distance times 10. You can actually change the depth and how far the sensor can read. So I had mine, this is the code, like this is the code that's in here, unadjusted. So basically I'm pretty sure it's in inches. And so basically like it'll read all the way up to like, 10 inches away and it'll be able to read and be like, hey, you're getting too close, but you could adjust that like to super far distances. I'm not 100% sure what the max distance is, but
We did play
but
with
like
that a little.
yeah, you can totally play with it. Like you can have it just barely read from right here, or you could probably try and get it to go a couple feet.
Yeah, I want to say it was pretty far when we were playing.
Me too. I remember when I was teaching it because some of the kids that they were able to get it going because they had the library installed and all of that. One of them put, I'm pretty sure the distance was like, oh, okay, perfect. Sorry. I got it pulled up. So the max amount is 13 feet. That's how far this sensor can read.
So that's what
And
13 times 12 is.
And so it was kind of funny because one of the students that I was teaching, they put theirs to like, it was like 1,000. And also it's in centimeters, not inches.
Right.
I'm sorry for saying that. But she was like basically everywhere she was turning the sensor because she was in the middle of the classroom surrounded by students. It was just constantly beeping and she just unplugged it but yeah. And so does anyone have any questions on the STEM Lingo kit or
And
like
for
anything at
those
all?
of you who are just workshop coaches who are not going to be there in the morning, just understand that they will have had a lot of this basic exposure in the morning. So you won't have to be teaching them some of the basic stuff that she's talking about. And for those of you who attended virtual camp, you remember, I mean, we did this one last year. So it was part of our workshops last year. And then you just get to take it the next step the following day when you start working on more of your circuitry, etc. So I think I think you'll probably be more nervous about it than you need to be. Rudia, what's your question, huh?
How can we find out like how to explain like if we had some time to explain what the lines of code means, how would we be able to find it out? Like, is this a specific type of code, like Python, Java,
Still Arduino.
Yeah, it's
CC plus.
still Arduino, which is CC plus coding, and the individual lines of code, like the notebook. If you go step by step, 20 pages. It goes through and it basically tells you everything you need to know. Like right here, it starts by just adding the power and then connecting the sensor, and then it'll basically tell you like this is what it's doing. Like see the male-to-male wire connections, like black is ground. And then over here to the sensor, you're connecting ground and power as well as the trigger, and basically the echo is the sound. And then so basically you're connecting it to there and it'll go through all of the code. And what it does is there are these individual chunks of code right here.
The comments.
It has all the comments. So you can explain that to the students as well and they can look through it. The thing is, and I did this my first time, is I didn't realize that like all these codes were basically should explain everything individually. So this is just working with the sensor, this code. And then it'll go and it'll talk about like in your full thing, adding the LED, but then it'll be just an LED code. And so putting it all together, the one at the very end is a little bit different because it's putting everything together, but it gives you all of the individual codes. Like this one right here is just for the pitches and the buzzer. And see, yeah, it says you should hear the buzzer sing a short melody right there. And you can change the notes and the file. It's basically kind of like on like a piano scale. So like G7, that's what it would be like on a piano. And so you can make your buzzer like sing different ways. And so that's the code for just the buzzer if they wanted to add that as well. So it goes through like every individual piece until like the very end.
Now, Smriti, yeah, it's not
Thank
just
you.
the STEM lingo, but this is the most complicated thing that you're going to be doing. You're going to hear more about the rest of the workshops tomorrow during tomorrow's session. This is specifically just STEM lingo, and it's more for the build coaches, the social coaches to understand because the campers are going to be potentially using it, and then the workshop coaches because they are going to be using it on the Tuesday workshop in the afternoon on Tuesday. The rest of the workshops, Monday, the other one that's going to be Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, and Thursday are different workshops, and they'll go through them tomorrow during the training. Does that make sense?
And there is one final thing I want to go over, and it's how to upload because I know I know like in one of the past tabs she mentioned how there are the files to download, and like you don't unzip it or you leave it zipped. So the way, and I know a lot of students might not know how to do this, so the way you're going to have them upload all those files so they can have the buzzer pings is you're going to sketch, and then you're going to go down to include library. Then add a zip library, and then it'll open up your files, and then you should be able to find it in downloads. Now I don't have mine. Oh, like right here, new ping. So I basically just click that, and it'll automatically, see right here, it said fail because I already have it uploaded, but it should just automatically upload in.
So a question about the evening workshops. Any coaches can attend any evening workshop. So if you attend an evening workshop and you fill out the attendance form, you will be given credit as having attended it, whether you have signed up for it or not. So the big thing again is adults are the controlling thing. We need to have so many adults one adult per every 10 minors, and that's something that we have to kind of manage. All coaches are able to participate in the inspiration hour, and we actually suggest it because many of those people are very inspirational. Other questions? Tara or Suzanne?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, so does anybody want to participate in an extra build coach session if you're a build coach? And don't be afraid to unmute yourself and to respond.
I think it would be like as a training session, you're saying, right?
Yes. If
Yeah,
you need to go through step by step how to do everything. There are, like I said, there are instructional videos, and it tells you exactly what parts you need, and it's all in that resource folder, and there's step-by-step guides that are PDFs, but I can walk you through that with the notebook if you need additional help, because the notebook is different this year.
Yeah, it's different. But oh, that's perfect. I think a good amount of people have questions about the build role or the build session. Just a quick reminder, this just came to me. We're still taking mandatory attendance at every single session. So I'll be clearing the chats again, being like, hey, like attendance form. This goes for all campers and all staff. So just to mark that you were here, and that way we can, mark down you're here. So please keep that in mind.
I just noticed the chat that said we can't see the screen. Was that where she shared Arduino? Did it not show you guys like the sketch, this one? Or were you able to see that when she went through to show you the upload? Because sometimes it does that, but this is where you would go. You would just, when you have your Arduino open, you have your different like file here. This is where you open new sketches, or there are examples. So for example, under basics, our blink code is right there that we're going to be using. And so this is really easy because the code's done for you. So if I click this, up will populate into a new sketch. And if I scroll down, there's our blink code. And it's all done. And then all we have to do is tell campers that they can adjust how fast or slow they want their blink to turn on by adjusting the delay. So things like that are in here. Under sketch, if we go to include library and go down to servo, we need to, anytime we're using a servo, that has to be included. And so when we're doing STEM lingo, those sounds aren't built in. And so that's why we have to go to that add zip library and add those pitches and the timer and those different sounds that you want to add to make your STEM lingo kit work.
So I noticed you only have version 2.3.2. So what's the difference between this and 2.3.6, for instance?
You know, I probably just need to update mine.
Okay.
So and
that is a good clue for those of you who are coaches. When the kids are saying that they're having issues, that's usually a good clue as to whether they downloaded the correct IDE or integrated design environment as far as what is in that top line. Does it say Arduino IDE 2.3.2? Does it say Arduino nightly build, which we get a lot of where people download the nightly build for some reason? So that's a good place to start. And the second good place to look is down on the bottom where it says Arduino Uno on COM. You're going to see all kinds of problem areas in that black space, and then things on the bottom will tell you if things aren't connected. You won't see that Arduino Uno on COM, whatever, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Right here, you want it definitely to be connected to a port, because if it's not, and you're not seeing this, that means code can't be transferred. And so that's important if you want your components to do something.
And that's the main reason you need to have a connector if you have a Mac, because your cable only has a USB-A connector on it. And you need to be able to connect, and your board has the other type of connector, the D, it looks like a D, sideways D. So those two things have to go together, and that's why you might need an adapter. Same thing with the Chrome. Anything that doesn't have a USB port, a USB-A port, you need to have that in some way. Other than this one, the workshop stuff is pretty easy, okay? So other than having to do computer stuff on this one, the rest of your workshop things are going to be building stuff. And there's going to be plenty of people to help problem solve, to figure out what's going on, because this is the 5th year we've done this. And we should be finally starting to figure it out. Yes, Rudia.
So, if we want to connect our Arduino and like our build to a battery rather than our computer like after, how does the code that we put on the computer transfer over to the board so that it knows what it needs to do while it's connected to a battery? Like
Well, when you transfer over your code to the Arduino when it's plugged in, the Arduino remembers the code that was there until you reset the code.
So you send it again, send them something different.
Yep. And so if you transferred a code, everything was working. As soon as you unplug the connector cord from the computer and plug in your battery, it will remember that code. And there is a reset button on your Arduino board. In fact, could you hand me the Arduino board, Ryan?
Yes.
So can you see my screen? Oh, here.
No.
I think I'm not sharing.
No.
Here, I have my document camera up. So on the Arduino board, where's the reset? Do you see this little white button right there? That's a reset button. So that will reset your code. But so if I switched my code, so this is how it looks all connected, the STEM lingo. And one thing I do want to mention too is the buzzer. You do have different parts in there that look similar, and the buzzer has a different bottom.
Yeah, the bottom's like, it says green bottom, but it's more kind of like a glossy black. It's a very dark green. Because the other parts in here that look very similar to it, if I pull it out, it comes in.
Yeah, there's some similar looking parts. So that I remember last year some of the kids pulled out different parts, but maybe they were left in.
I think it is this bag. There's like one that's like very short. I remember, I don't know where that is currently, but yeah.
Yeah. So as long as
there's like more than one buzzer, but some of them are better than others, and some of them are supposed to operate differently. But back to your point about the code, and whatever code you sent to the Arduino to the board, that code, you cannot now send a second code to supplement that. You have to send a new code that combines the two of them into a single send. So you can't like add it on top of things. You have to take what you did, add more code to it, and then send it. Does that make sense? You can clear your code too, but she showed you basically hit a reset and that clears all the code. Then it just goes back to whatever it was basically loaded with. Blinky light, a blinking light of some sort.
I did find my happy birthday sketch.
You did?
Oh, awesome.
Yep. So
Do you want to share?
No, I'm going to save that until next week.
Until next week. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for any campers who are build coaches that want to do more of a one-on-one, I could probably do like tomorrow, I could add an additional session at like noonish or 1. Does that work for most of you who needed some additional training?
Yeah,
and
either a plus sign or thumbs up in the reactions or something. Give her some kind of feedback so that we know what.
Yes, that works. Alessandra, what I'll have you guys do instead of like one-on-one, maybe does tomorrow at like 1 o'clock work? We could do 1. I know some of you might be coming back for the workshop. That'll give you time to take a break. Okay, Mary, could I use the same Zoom that we used tonight?
Yes, that'll be the same Zoom as for tomorrow night. You just we'll open it early. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do a 1 o'clock and I'll have all of my Arduino out. We'll review the notebook just for the build session. I'll walk you through how to connect an LED with your breadboard. So we'll look at everything. I'll just train you like I would very detailed. Also, for build coaches, I did try to pair when I went through and paired coaches. I took people that I knew have done it before, and I tried to pair you with someone who has experience. So you won't be alone in the room. You'll have someone that you can support with. And I do encourage the coaches to connect with each other, maybe exchange cell numbers or on WhatsApp, message each other and get to know each other so you can know your strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, I'll break it down very simply for the build coaches tomorrow. Yes, any build coach. And even if you're doing STEM lingo, we could even go through that in more detail tomorrow too.
And I'm going to go ahead and put the link into the chat for tomorrow, just in case those of you don't remember what it is, and bookmark it, right? Because
Okay.
this will be the same one for tomorrow at 1 and tomorrow night for anybody who's coming back for the workshop coach stuff. Same link.
And that should be okay, Giselle. We should have someone else in your room that night helping. So if you come late, you should be okay. Camilla, the STEM lingo is going to be an afternoon workshop session, but we wanted to give some overall understanding about the kit because we're going to encourage in the robotics session that campers try to use some of those components in their final build. So maybe if they're picking up trash, I don't know, maybe they have an invention that they wear that senses trash. Maybe they use the ultrasonic sensor as, like, oh, this sensed that there was trash nearby and enabled this machine to pick up that plastic piece or whatever. And so that could represent something that the campers want to invent or build at the end. What time is the morning session on WhatsApp? What do you mean by that, Nadia? The WhatsApp is just for there's a morning group and an afternoon group. So anyone on the WhatsApp in the morning sessions can ask questions. And that's how she set it up, right,
Yeah.
Tara?
Yep. So anytime you guys have questions leading before camp, during camp, after camp, they can all be asked there.
Yeah. Giselle, yes, we can record the meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep. And so for those of you who come tomorrow, look through the notebook at the robotics portion, and I'll just walk through the robotics portion from the whole day when we start kind of the build. Do know that the hardware part, us explaining the different parts, that'll be done in the main room. And then when you go in, you'll be guiding from like the LED blink, the servos. So I'll do all of that step by step tomorrow.
So the question came up, if you're a workshop coach, should you go to the noon session? Only if you want to be super, super comfortable with the STEM lingo. Otherwise, just come to it tomorrow night. Will there be somebody in the afternoon sessions that's going to be able to help people with the STEM lingo if you're not 100%? Yes, don't sweat it. It's not that big a deal, but you should, between this week and next week, be trying it. If you've never done the STEM lingo kit, you really ought to make sure you're comfortable with it as a workshop coach too, and as a social or build coach, because you're going to have to be helping the kids in the morning do their serious build. And if they decide to use some of these components, you need to know how they work to help them. Yes, it will be recorded tomorrow too. This one is being recorded also.
Yes, and I just shared the link to the training slides.
And just for everybody who is super, super impatient anymore, it probably won't be immediately after the sessions when we post the recording. It will probably take a little bit of time to post the recording. So don't be freaking out if it's not up there by tomorrow night, okay? Just chill. It'll be there.
Cheryl, I just saw yours. I don't know if you download because it's in Google. I know there's some weird thing with PowerPoint. I don't know. The slides should be live as a Google slide, but when you download it, I don't know if there's a trick to keep them hot or not.
Okay. Okay, I'll hang on to the link and just use it that way.
You
Does
know,
that
I
sound
don't
right?
know either. I know if you download a Word document as a PDF, the links stay live, but I don't know what happens
Yeah.
if you download slides as slides
Yeah,
It
so there
didn't
might be.
or PDF.
Well, so if I just go to the link in Google Docs, right?
What are you
Yeah,
looking
and
for
you should
exactly,
just be able to
Decline?
click it. Yeah, I can show you. If
Okay.
you're so like if you're just on here like this, and scrolling through, like let me go to let me share my screen first. That would help. Okay, so if you're on just without it being a slideshow, what you have to do is kind of click where the text is and then click to open up. But if you're in slideshow format, just clicking opens it.
Okay, I'll play with it.
Yeah, so that's
I
kind of
don't use Google Docs much. I'll have to figure it out. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I know. I'm not sure. I'll
Well,
have to
I
play
think
around with.
I'm looking at like the slides. I just clicked in the link in the slides, and some of the links aren't live in the slides, but like for the schedule. So,
Oh,
but
yes, the schedule links aren't live yet because we were still putting together instructional slides.
Yes. I clicked on the instructional, the staff workbook, and that wasn't.
no, those
Oh, it
probably aren't.
should.
Not,
Here, let me go back. That one
I'm
should,
not
the
sure what
staff
I.
notebook.
Okay, maybe I did something wrong.
I'm looking. Let's see instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing is hot. I actually have to go into click into to edit it, almost to edit it, to get it to click.
Oh, it's weird. On the slides, it should be.
Yeah,
On
I'm
my
saying
end.
it is live if you click into it, but you have
Yeah.
to actually click into the word instead of just hover over it. You can't see it by hovering and right clicking.
Yeah, unless that's that weird thing with
Oh.
Google Slides is that's what it does unless you're in slideshow mode.
Right.
I got it. I think I figured it out. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know
I'm
that's
not
just the weird little
You can hover
slide
and
thing.
copy link URL or something, but you won't see the little hand there, like hovering over it. You just have
Yeah.
that it's there.
Yeah, you have to like click.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're in slideshow mode.
Yeah.
Like right here, then it will do it.
You should have access to what? You don't have access to what? You say, I don't have access though.
Okay, that's good. I guess I'll figure it out.
Gabriella Orozco, yes, you're a build coach. So you do get the STEM lingo kit. That you get the STEM lingo kit, plus you get it should have, if you had the kit from last year, we may not have sent it to you. If you got a STEM lingo kit from last year and you had a Spark Fun kit from last year, we may not have sent you the STEM lingo kit again this year. So that's always a possibility. But if we weren't sure if you had it, we definitely sent it to you. And you can send emails to techtrek-virtual aauw-ca.org if you have any questions. Much better than using the voice or the voicemail, because that only goes to one person, which is basically me, and then I have to forward those text messages to somebody else.
Great.
So use the TechTrek email if you have questions. Now you have WhatsApp, so you can ask your questions on WhatsApp and you don't need to use email. And then we can crowdsource the answer.
Perfect.
Other
Dr. Mimi,
stuff.
I just want to follow up. So I just checked in my box. I didn't receive any STEM lingo kits, but I do remember receiving like I think a SparkFun kit from like a previous year, so I don't need to worry about that, right?
No, but if you want a STEM lingo kit, we can get you one, Emily.
Okay.
Okay.
But like as far as I'm concerned, I don't need to worry about getting any STEM lingo kit unless I want one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Thanks, Emily.
Yeah. Miria, what did you mean you don't have access?
Because like the slideshow says like we don't have access to it, so then that's why the links don't work.
That you don't have access. You should.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have edit access, but you should have view access.
View
right?
access.
You
It doesn't
should
let
be-
me click the links. Like they don't work.
Are you on your computer right now? On here? Are you can you share your screen and show us what you're trying to do? Which, by the way, is what you all are going to have to do if kids are running into trouble. You're going to have to ask them to show you their screen. And so some then are going to say, well, it's on another computer. Okay, can you connect that computer to Zoom? So, anytime that you have a discussion with them and they say, I can't see this or I can't do that, you have to check and see if what's going on. And the best way to do
Okay, I
that.
changed my account and it works. I think it's just like a Google thing.
Too. So sometimes if you're using a school email address too, that can be a problem. So be very careful
it's like
that. It will deny you access because you're using your school email account.
Yeah, same with the registrations to access Zoom. If someone tries to log in with a different email than they registered with, we might have issues. So you'll have to let your campers know that too. If they have problems popping in, that might be one of the issues that they had. Okay.
What else, folks? Anything?
Aditi said she has not received any materials yet.
I guess I have to look. I'm not sure. I know most everything shipped, so I guess I'll need to find out where it got sent to. I'll send you an email, Aditi.
Okay, any other questions before we close tonight? Do you guys feel comfortable? I really encourage you, look through the notebook. Because everything is laid out there, and so it will explain. Don't be afraid to read through it. And so look, we're gonna follow it pretty much to a T this year, although it does give some flexibility to the campers, like I said, with their code to kind of have fun and explore. And you guys will be there to mentor and guide. Yes, you should have received as a build coach a SparkFun kit, unless we thought that you had everything from last year.
Strictly a STEM lingo kit, no SparkFun. Not this year.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So I'm looking here and this says it was sent Aditi, so I'm not sure exactly where it is. So I need to follow up on that and see where your kid is at. Arya, what's your question?
So you mentioned that in the schedule, pink was like instructor led, and then I was wondering on like what the yellow and black is. That something the social and build have to do together?
So here, I'll kind of show you. Let me pull up, let me share my screen. And that's kind of, again, oops, my dot cam came up.
Actually, the afternoon sessions, they do start at 12:30, Tara, not at 1:50. So we want them there at 12:30 when the speaker is speaking, so that
I
they
gotcha.
can lead the discussions afterwards.
Yeah, that sounds good. I meant to say it includes inspiration hour, but
Yeah.
the official afternoon workshop starts
Yeah,
after
thank
that.
you.
Okay. So do you see on this slide, can you see my slide, Aria?
Yeah, I can see it.
And the red, it says social coach lead and then build coach lead or build coach. I mean, and you guys can kind of, in here, I know I don't have it super defined right now. I will define that and then put links. So, if you look at the expectations, so like the codename me, the introduction, that's going to be social. This is social. Internet of Things, that could really be done either by the social coach or the build coach. And a lot of that is just reading actually through the PDF. And then there's a video that you will show in a breakout room. So like hardware kit, okay, that's main room. So any of these, like the circuitry, this will all be build. And so this is all kind of build looking through as you go down. But even though a lot of these are heavy in the build and doing the circuitry, social coaches play a role in that we want them to be engaging the campers in conversation. So are you, what are some of the ideas you're coming up with? Are you struggling? Can we help you with something? Or, even doing like a little brain break or, like I said, maybe play a this or that game, or Tara had put some question ideas into chat. Engineering, design or this type of stuff, this is all going to be, again, more build coach, but then you will start coming in with the presentation prep and things again in here. And even some of the artistic design, social coaches can help out there too. So we do want you guys to kind of support each other. And even if you're a social coach, learn from the build coach, because maybe next year you move up to be a build coach. And so does that kind of help to answer your question? And then I'll define this more in here, what role is what.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I actually had another question.
Yeah.
So I think I got an email saying if I wanted to be a workshop coach as well. And I replied back to it, but I never got like confirmation or anything like that. So
If you want to participate in workshop coaches, show up. I believe Tara is going to be putting together a schedule where we can mark which sessions you want to participate in. And so we'll be sharing that out too. But yes, if you want to participate, we will take you for the afternoon workshop sessions.
okay, thank you.
Just a heads up with that though, let's say you decide to change your decision to become a workshop coach and all the kits are already sent out, you might not necessarily have all of the kit materials, but you'll still be able to, help guide the campers and make sure that they're on track. So just letting you guys know. A good amount of them are also household items, so I would just say just make sure you're on the same page with the campers.
And I'm looking through the chat. Yes, we can send out an email with the link to the 1 p.m. meeting for build coaches. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other questions?
To answer
Nadia, you guys will be starting with the codename me slides. Well, you'll be introducing the activity on Sunday at the orientation. So basically you should create your own kind of collage slide. And if you're a social coach or build coach, you can share those on Sunday with the campers and then tell them tonight you're going to be creating your own collage slide. And then we're going to share them on Monday morning in the breakout rooms. And so that will be something that you will do. And I will write down like day to day, instructions so you can kind of look through to see, okay, this is what we're doing. But remember, the notebook, it should be a guide too. It has everything kind of in the notebook.
So we need it to be completed by Sunday?
For your own personal slide, I would. At least to show the campers an example and introduce the coaches. You don't have to have the campers finish it. They'll do that and then share out
Monday.
They are on Monday.
In the break rooms?
Yes, in breakout rooms. So
Okay.
we're not, because we have so many campers, I think we have 62 for the virtual camp. That would just be too many introductory slides to go through. So we'll put you guys in breakouts and then the social coaches will lead the discussion and have the campers share like what their collage is all about as somebody pulls up the slide for your breakout room. And then you guys could put them as a slideshow and have the campers tell about themselves.
I saw on the schedule like all with the build coaches and the social coaches. And I was wondering about like the part with like the circuit game and stuff. Are the build coaches trained to do that and the social coaches, their job is to just like have the campers have brain breaks? Is that what's going on? Or we also learn about the circuit game and stuff like that? And
you can participate too. And if you have knowledge of code, I mean, you don't have to sit back. You can help problem solve with the build coaches. So the craft circuit game is just kind of a fun activity. You could probably click the link and play along, but it just kind of tests their knowledge on the difference between series circuits and parallel circuits and see if they can figure out how to get the lights to light up in the game. And so that's something you might just give like 5 minutes for the students or the campers to kind of play around with. And maybe one person shares a screen and you could do it together as a game. That could totally be led by the social coach. Like maybe that's how you do it. And the campers tell you how to connect. And so that's where we want you guys to have a little bit of your own autonomy, like what might make those type of activities fun in your breakout room.
And we meet our breakout room like other coaches on Monday or on Sunday?
Sunday.
Like to get to know each other.
I know. I actually thought about that today. I was like, it'd be so nice if we could have put you guys into breakout rooms and have you meet. But typically throughout the virtual camp, you guys just meet at the morning meetings and then throughout camp. But maybe that's something we should add next year.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. With that, if we don't have any more questions, we'll see you guys tomorrow. But if something pops up, email Tara or myself and we'll respond to you. And I know she shared the virtual tech track email. And so you can also respond to that one.